Yo, man, LAZ, man, Gen Pop TV. You heard the next big channel on YouTube. You heard this is the best jail stories, street stories, hood stories you ever saw in your life. Rikers Island stories, all in syndication. You heard it's too much content on my regular channel for everybody to see every episode, man. So I gotta put some of these episodes back out so the peoples could see them. You heard? And that's what this Gen Pop TV thing is about. But don't get it twisted. There will be exclusive content that's on Gen Pop TV only. And that's a fact. You heard? But comment gang, make sure y'all tear this up. I need 100, 200 comments on this in the first half hour. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. You heard both channels, the Saint Laz channel and the Gen Pop TV channel. Share these videos to Facebook, tweet these videos out, send them to a friend. Let's get it.
Dude, you know, knocked the police out. That was Nubian.
Yeah, Nubian dude knocked the police out in Wendy, you heard? That's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy because it all started with my man from the X, you heard? My man Bob Ism, you heard? And it was crazy because my man Bob Ism, he from the X, you know what I'm saying? Spanish bro. And he got matter of fact, he got natural life. Bob Ism had natural life, you know what I'm saying? And the Nubian dude, I think the Nubian dude had about 33 years to do. And they was both on the same company. And I was around the company for them, you heard? So but my little man Smooth, he was on the company with them. He was in between them or whatever. So my man Bob Ism, mother just died or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So he going through it on a personal tip, plus he got natural life. So boom. So now I think the Nubian dude had the window open, you know what I'm saying, on the company. You know how niggas be having the company. You better be out the cell to control the window. So somebody on the company gotta open the window or close it. So the nigga got the window open. The nigga got the window open. So then the nigga, my man Bob Ism, it's cold. It's deep winter up there. You know how that shit be up there. That shit be dump brick, you heard? Mm-hmm. So boom. So one of them brick ass days, you heard? But the nigga, the Nubian dude, he got block, you heard? He on long term keep block. Everybody else ain't on long term keep block. He the only one on long term keep block. Everybody else is off. Everybody else going to everywhere they gotta go. So you know he on long term. His mindset is different. A lot of people that be on them long term keep block, their mindsets be different. Like than everybody else. Like they be more agitated. They be more on some fuck the world shit, you know what I'm saying? So he had the window open. So my man Bob Ism was like, yo, close the window. He told one of the porters to close the window. So the porter closed the window. So the Nubian dude was like, yo, open the window, boom. So Bob Ism was like, yo, bro, it's dumb cold on the company. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why I want the window closed, man. Everybody cold. So the dude was like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Cold, open up the window. You heard? So Bob Ism was like, yo, you bugging, bro. So right off the dick face, the nigga started talking about, yo, fuck you, fuck your mother and all that, because he knew that the nigga Bob Ism's mother just died. The nigga disrespecting the nigga mom, you heard? Boom. But this Nubian nigga, he been down like 19 years. He got about 30-something years to do or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So, and he on long-term keep lock. So, I forgot the nigga name, but anyway, the nigga was cool because, you know, all the official niggas familiar with everybody, even though a nigga's on keep block, he's still familiar with who's who on the block, you know what I'm saying? So we was kind of familiar with the kid, you know what I'm saying? So now he jumping off the window with the homie Ism, telling the homie Ism fuck your mother and all that. And he know the homie Ism mother just died, and the homie going through it, and the homie going through it big time. This nigga on some disrespectful shit. So it's on. But now, my homie Ism is official. My homie Ism ain't gonna try to get him through the gate or do no sucker shit, throw no shit on him or nothing. He gonna wait till he get off, and he gonna try to gun his ass down like how it go. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So now, like a couple days later, we up in the gym. You heard? Now we in the gym. So now I'm chilling on the bleachers. So my little man come to me. So my little man Smooth from the other joint, he come to me like, yo, L, that this nigga such and such talking about he gonna hit this nigga Ism. So I said, who? And the nigga that was supposed to stab my man Ism is on my company. A nigga that I'm familiar with. I fuck with the nigga, but I really don't fuck with the nigga, but because he on some following shit. But and I'm watching him follow niggas on the company and all that. So I really ain't fucking with niggas like fucking with him like that. But I fuck with him in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because he keeping it tall. But I'm hearing now that the Nubian kid got him on the doja to hit my man Ism. You heard? You know what I'm saying? In the gym a couple days later. You heard? And this nigga I guess he trying to be Nubian, I guess. You heard? Because the nigga wasn't Nubian at the time, but I guess if he made this move, he was gonna be Nubian. You heard? So I'm like, so my man like, yo, he about to hit Ism, and my man Ism is working out with some other dudes that don't even know what's going on. So I go right over there. I go over there. I said, yo, go tell Ism to come over here real quick. So Ism come out the weight section, and he come over to me in the bleachers in the gym, and he like, yo, what's good, Al? I'm like, yo, this nigga right there, and I pointed with my head to the nigga. I said, yo, that nigga right there supposed to hit you. You heard? He's like, oh, word. And as I'm telling the nigga that was supposed to hit him is looking at both of us with the sick look, like, damn, be this nigga L, man. This nigga telling the nigga what I'm about to do. You heard? He probably couldn't believe it. You heard? But it wasn't going down like that. You heard? So boom. So, and you know that's how niggas be doing. Niggas be thinking they gonna get away with shit. It ain't gonna happen, B. You heard? So I was like, so my man Ism was like, yeah, good. So now everybody on point. The nigga could do nothing. Now, if the nigga was a real nigga, he would have popped off and went through whatever he had to go through. But he wasn't a real nigga because he didn't go through with everything. You heard? So now we make it back to the block. So now, when we get back to the block, niggas is looking at me funny because like I told you, the nigga that supposed to hit the niggas on my company. And my man Ism is not even on my company. They on the other company. So if anything, the odds could have been against me, but they really wasn't because I was strong on my company too. You heard? So boom. So when I got on my company, this nigga ain't want no problems. I'm waiting for him, seeing if he gonna try to pop on me. He ain't want nothing. So now, like I told you, he was up under some other nigga from Brooklyn, real grimy cat. You know, he did a couple of cuttings, so you know, and he got away with it. You know what I'm saying? So he thought he was tough, but he really wasn't tough like that because all that cutting shit, you could cut a nigga. That ain't gonna stop a nigga. You heard? He had a guard body name, and he was in Comstock too before. But they say he was quiet. He was quiet in the stop. He was quiet all over. And then when he got the windy, he was wilding out. You know what I'm saying? He cut 2 or 3 dudes that didn't do nothing. And see, you got dudes like that. You up there. You got dudes that are cut and stab dudes that won't do nothing, and they think that they about it. Nah, B. You cut certain dudes or try to stab certain dudes, B. Dudes is gonna try to kill your ass, B, with their hands if they could, B. I don't know what type of dude you think you talking about, B. People, I see warriors. I know warriors, B. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. You cut a nigga, you think you gonna cut a nigga and think that's gonna be it. You heard? Nigga going in on your ass, B. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So boom. So this nigga, I can't remember this nigga name, B. Maybe hold on, hopefully it come back to me. So boom. So now I'm back on the company. We back from the gym. So now I put all my team on and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, So ism, we all congregate and we like, yo, what it is, what it is. We know where everything is coming from. It started from homeboy that's locked up on the keep lock. He tried to send homeboy on my company a kite. You know what I'm saying? Say, yo, get at the nigga, Bob ism for me or whatever. I'm gonna make you Nubian or whatever. You heard? And the nigga was gonna try to make a move on my man ism, but it didn't work. I blew it up. You understand what I'm saying? Now we waiting for him. Now the nigga that was supposed to do it, he looking crazy, shook, and stupid in the face, because he like, damn, this nigga L a crazy nigga, because this nigga on my company and everything. I thought the nigga was cool with me, and this nigga going tell a nigga that I was going to blow a nigga up. And I was like, yeah, nigga, because the nigga from my hood, and that nigga was my man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but like I said, none of this is coming up. Nobody is talking about nothing. So make a long story short, like a day or two later after the incident in the gym, which nothing happened, I'm locked out on my porter tip. So it was a lady CEO chick, a white chick. She had our company. She had our both companies. She had my company and homeboy that's locked up on Keep Lock company. So now the Nubian dude that's on Keep Lock, he put down for rec. He put down for the yard, you heard? So Keep Lock yard. So now, you know, when they lock out Keep Locks, everybody gotta step in, you heard? So I was the porter, so I had to step in the slop sink. She told me to step in the slop sink on my company. She's like, step in the slop sink. Boom for a second while I let out the Keep Lock. So I stepped in the slop sink. So she let out the Keep Lock. So boom. All I heard was, well, I heard her let out him from the Keep Lock for him to go out to the Keep Lock wreck. All I heard was doof, like thump sound. Then I heard like the stick fall, like bouncing against the floor. I heard like a little ah. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I hear like, then I hear mad steps, like police running up the steps, because we was on the third level, we was on the third floor. So the police must have heard all that commotion, and now they trying to run up from the first and second floor. So now they running up, and homeboy I think he picked up the CO stick. He knocked the CO chick out. I didn't see it because I'm in the slop sink, but I'm feet from it happening. It's happening right outside of my eyeshot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I hear everything clearly. Like boom, I hear her scream like ah, but he knocked her straight out. Boom, she hit the floor. She must have hit the floor. Her stick hit the floor. He picked her stick up. So now you hear mad feet coming up the steps. So you hear the nigga going crazy. I'm tired of y'all niggas. I'm tired of y'all. And crack. You hear cracking niggas. Them niggas are scared. You hear them niggas running back down the steps. Man, them white boys is running back down the steps scared to death. Them niggas like, yo, hey, calling for mad help. Hey, he got the CO. He was like, yeah, what? I'm tired of y'all niggas. Going crazy. I'm like this. Oh, shit. Never expected this shit to go on. You heard? And then I'm realizing who is going on with, too. Because I'm like, this is the same nigga that we was going to have beef with. You know what I'm saying? It was on with this nigga because of my man Ism. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, shit, that's this nigga doing all this crazy shit. Boom. So now, make a long story short, all the police came, they backed them all up, they backed him up into the slop sink on his side, on his company, and they finished them off, they did him dirty and all that, boom. So now, when they come to my company, I'm the only one out when I'm in the slop sink. And you gotta remember, the CO chick is laid out, you heard? So I hear them talking to her, and they like, yo, why he out? Why you out? So I'm like, yo, I was the porter, B. You know what I'm saying? I was letting them niggas like, I was the porter, B. And I hear her in a mumbling voice say, nah, I let him out before I let the Keep Lock out, and I told him to step in the slop sink, and then I went to let him out, and then that's when that happened to me. And they was like, oh, all right, more. They was like, they just let me out the slop sink. They told me go back to my cell in a mad, angry voice, like they wanted to do me dirty because of what happened to the CO chick. You heard? And I was like, looking at the niggas like, yo, these niggas is the worst. I went in my cell. Boom. So then I'm in my cell, and with Wendy, we had TVs. So boom, at news time, about 10 o'clock, you know, the 10 o'clock news came on. it all was on the news. Yo, convict, beat up, broke 3 CO arms, knocked the CO chick out, the CO retired. This dude, the dude that did it, he did something similar to that in Clinton years ago. You heard? I said, oh shit, that nigga was a beast. You heard? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? But I'm keeping it real. He's a G. Because he knew that it was about to get funky, because he sent the young dude on a Doja mission to try to hit my man Bob Ism. My man Bob Ism had natural life. My man Bob Ism would have wound up hurting that boy, B. I'm keeping it real, B. That's why that nigga ain't never get a chance to do nothing, you heard? That nigga had to sit on his pockets with that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then motherfucking, so the G nigga, the Nubian nigga that started the whole shit over a window, you know what I'm saying? It was too late for him to say, because I can tell you the truth, he really probably want to say sorry to my man Ism, you know what I'm saying? Because he knew my man Ism's situation. My man Ism had natural life. His brother was AD, the brother that back in 1996 they said killed the cop, you know what I'm saying? And they say he killed himself on the island. That was my man Bob Ism brother. You heard? So then Bob Ism got natural life, so that killed his mom. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Because his first brother, his oldest brother, AD, that's the nigga that got accused of killing a cop back in the Bronx in 96, and then basically and went to jail, and on the island they try to say he hung himself. You heard? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people saying that they don't know if that story is true like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was part of that police shit. You know what I'm saying? So basically,
what part of the Bronx was that when the police got killed?
That was on 103rd in the Concourse. You heard? That was on 103rd in the Concourse, I believe. You heard?
In 96.
96. You heard? That's when they wanted Robert Johnson to get niggas the death penalty, and Robert Johnson, the DA of the Bronx, said, "Nah, I'm not doing it." You heard? See? And my man, Bob Ism, that's Angel Diaz's brother. You heard? You know what I'm saying? That's Robert Diaz. My man Ism is his younger brother. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And basically, he went to jail for doing some wild shit. You heard? He got natural life. You heard? No bullshit, natural life. You heard?
So you saying this Nubian kid caught a new charge? I know they gave him a new charge.
Yeah, that was the whole.
He caught a new charge and all of that just to get out the jail before something happened to him from y'all niggas?
No, I didn't look at it like that. We looked at it like this. Like I told you, he's a Nubian dude. You know, Nubian dudes, they supposed to be about their religion, you heard? Supposed to be about the people, you heard? You understand what I'm saying? But like I told you, he was on key block. So you know, niggas be on key block, niggas be going through mental problems, B. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, I'm not talking about no regular 30 days, 20 days key block. He was on long-term key block. And a lot of them niggas that be on long-term key block, they come from the box. Then the box time get converted to key block time. So like a nigga might have like 6 years in the box, nigga do 4 years in the box, and then they convert the last 2 to key block. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So the nigga going through all that mental breakdown, and he trying to break. Now, and it's funny because I guess they got that shit because they try to introduce box niggas back into population, but some niggas don't make it, you know. He looked at it like, cause you got the Nubians and all that. What they gonna do? They gonna go at police. You heard? What you gonna get more pride out of? Going at police or going at your another black bro or your another Spanish bro because you started some shit? Cause you gonna say fuck a nigga mother and all that. You can't take that back. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And then, like I told you, he tried to send a younger homie to shoot my man, but it didn't work. All it was going to do was going to get him and the younger niggas hurt, and he wasn't going to be involved in it because he was on key block. You heard? Them niggas was off. So we would all go to the yard, go gun to gun, or cut up each other or whatever, and he was going to be on key block, and he couldn't live with if something happened to, because he already knew who the problems was with. The problems was with me, my son, Bob Ism, my little man Smooth. we had a mean team. You heard? So I already know what was gonna happen with them dudes, B. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So if he didn't do that, and like I said, I never expected that shit to happen. That shit, like I was expecting to go to the yard and get it on with them niggas. You heard? Not him, because I knew he was on key block, and like the only way we was gonna catch up with him is if like they slip up and let him out while we out, or some. They don't do shit like that on them small spots like that too much. You heard? Unless they want to. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he popped off. It's like the lady CO ain't do nothing to him. He put down for key block, get wrecked. When he came out, he knocked her out, picked her stick up. When the police came running up the steps, he started cracking them niggas, beating them niggas up. Them niggas were treated all the way back downstairs till they got enough of them niggas to come up there. And then when they got enough of them to come up there, they ran upstairs. By that time, he already knew what it was. He backed all the way up in the slop sink. I hear them niggas beating him up and all that, but you could tell that he was still, when they dragged him out, he was still up. Like they didn't do him dirty or nothing. They beat him up. They probably did him dirty in the box, but they didn't do nothing to him right there like that. They beat him up a little in the slop sink and then they took him out. I can hear all that, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, he only did that because once he did that, everything was dead. Everything was dead. Like even with the nigga on my company that was supposed to hit my man Ism, like that, all that shit was dead. That nigga wasn't even looking my way or nothing. You heard? Nigga knew the game. You heard? He already knew. Like it was like he was happy that nigga took care of that. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga that he wanted to do that, the nigga that he had do that was one of them niggas that was locked up from DFY to grown. You heard? One of them niggas that had 9 to life from DFY. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So he would have fucked that nigga whole bit up. You heard? You know what I'm saying? He already was a young nigga that been in jail his whole life. You heard? You know what I'm saying?
Where he was from?
He from Harlem. Harlem dude. You know what I'm saying? He was all right, man. It's just that, like I said, he wanted to be down, man. He was cool, but like I said, man, once he crossed that line, I heard he was trying to go hit my man Ism. It wasn't going down like that, B. And when he would have got my man Ism too, because my man Ism was doing chess on the workout bitch with his peoples. Niggas didn't even know what was going on. You heard? And this nigga was sitting on a Doja mission. Like I told you, it wasn't like he was Nubian and he was putting in work. He wasn't Nubian. It was like the nigga was like, yo, he had a little relationship with the nigga, so he's like, yo, he knew the nigga wanted to be Nubian, so he was like, yo, I'll teach you, I'll bring you into this Nubian shit, but yo, you gotta hit this nigga. You heard? And I don't know, I never asked my man how he found out that Ism was gonna get hit, but I'm glad my little man found that shit out and told me. Cause I told him, my man Ism, with no hesitation. And yo, that right there made my man Ism love me even more, you heard? Because he was like, like I told you, I'm black, and my man Ism was Spanish. So, you know, I'm not saying it like, you know, I'm from the Bronx, so I grew up around Spanish people like that. So basically, like, but in jail, you know how that shit is, like, niggas wouldn't expect a brother to put another brother on that's about to get hit by another brother. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with all that shit. Nigga my peoples, you heard? I ain't fuck all that race shit. I ain't with all that, man. A good brother was about to get hit for nothing. You heard? All over a window, you heard? That jailhouse shit crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? That jailhouse shit crazy, B. You heard? Remember the movie Juice came out? That's when everything changed, B. Homeboy went and got the chain. He got the chain with the piece, with the gun on it. You heard? You couldn't tell a nigga he wasn't Bishop. You heard? Nigga was flipping on the crew.
So, you know, recently I found out that you knew a dude that I was locked up with in the Ford building that, you feel me? I never knew the history behind son or whatever. I just was locked up with son in the same crib, and he was one of the dudes that kind of like, you know, kind of brought me out my shell on Rikers Island. You feel me? And you said you knew son, and you said son was from Brooklyn originally?
Yeah, some originally was from Brooklyn, and I believe. And when I first met son, we had a crew. We had a crew called Blue Top Posse. You heard? Up in the Bronx, 163rd. You heard? We was all up under this kid named. You heard? It was a whole bunch of us. You heard? We was all young and wild. We was bugging. You heard? So boom, I had wound up getting locked up. I think I was locked up. That's when I went through that Mar Nine thing. And when I came home, it was a nigga. A nigga had on. My man was like, yo, this is family. You heard? My man D said nigga had on travel flocks with the Kango. You heard? You know what I'm saying? I came back a week later. The nigga had on an army coat with Timbs and talking like my man in them. You heard? I couldn't believe this shit. You heard?
And this was your block?
This is my block. No, matter of fact, this is not my block. My block is Warren, but this is on Sheridan. This is when Shiesty is being created. You heard? Because we all came from 163rd and Sherman, between Sherman and Grant, and then and then niggas made Shiesty. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So Shiesty is Sheridan. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So niggas made Shiesty. So this is when Shiesty is being formed. Everybody done made the transformation from down the block to up the block. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I came back. Well, I met the nigga 1 week. The nigga had on travel flocks and the Kango. Then I came back exactly a week later. The nigga had on an army coat with Timbs, and he talking like my man God in them. You heard? I couldn't believe it. I'm bugging. You heard?
Yeah, you said son was he had the West Indian accent and all that, like he had the Barbados.
Yeah, he had the Barbados accent because he's from Barbados, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Boom. But he originally, he from Barbados. I think he first landed in Brooklyn and then he came to the Bronx, you heard? I think they got rid of him in Brooklyn because he was starting to be a terror out there, you heard? Because the nigga was a terror, you heard? I ain't gonna lie. You know, it's just that he was one of them dudes that he moved too fast, you know what I'm saying? He moved real fast, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, a week time, that nigga had a crazy transformation. He down with my crew, my niggas. I ain't really rocking with my niggas like that because, like I said, I just came out of jail, so I'm hanging uptown in the Bronx. I graduated. I'm hanging with some other niggas uptown, all the way uptown. You heard? Boom. Like I wear 183rd, Lewis Morris up there, Concourse area. You know what I'm saying? So but I'm still checking out my peoples here and there. And every time I go around, they getting bigger and bigger. You heard? They just doing more stupider and stupider things. Make a long story short, remember the movie Juice came out?
Yeah.
That's when everything changed, man. Homeboy went and got the chain. He got the chain with the piece, with the gun on it. You heard? You couldn't tell a nigga he wasn't Bishop. You heard? Nigga was flipping on the crew. He wound up going down because the nigga, he was spray painting on the church, and the priest came out, or the preacher or the pastor, whoever came out. This nigga started bucking at the pastor. You heard? That's how crazy he was. You heard?
What you mean, son? The pastor caught him doing the graffiti?
Pastor caught him doing the graffiti, was yelling, "Hey, you know what you doing? Regular shit." You heard? This nigga, instead of anybody else would have just walked off or ran off, this nigga pulls out a gun, start bucking at the nigga. You heard? He ain't hit the nigga nothing but good thing. He bucking at the nigga. So I think that's what he went down for. That's probably when you met him. You heard? When you was on the island with him. You heard? Because after he did that, he went down the block and then got caught with the gun in the pizza shop, because the pizza shop man called the cops on him because he was doing some shit down there in the pizza shop. So
what he did in the pizza shop?
He was bullying my man. He was bullying one of my mans. You know what I'm saying? And pistol whipping, like pulling out the gun, pistol whipping a nigga in the pizza shop, you heard? So the pizza shop niggas scared to death on the low, called the police.
And he did that right after he blew at the preacher?
Right after he blew at the preacher.
And that was daytime or nighttime?
Daytime. You heard? Daytime. You heard?
And what church was
crazy,
that?
Man.
What church was that? What street is that church on?
166 in Morris. You heard? Because we was all in the graffiti too at that time. We all had graffiti names, you heard? Mine was Big Sham. My man shit was Chain Dog, you heard? Yeah, my other niggas, yeah, we all had names and we all used to write up, you heard? You know what I'm saying?
What was Sun shit? What was Sun shit?
Damn, what was this nigga shit? Damn, man. I don't know if it was D. I don't think it was D, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I can't remember what it was, bro. You heard?
Yeah.
I can't remember, dude.
So when you say Sun was flipping on the team, like what you mean? Like once Juice came out and he got that chain, like where he just started doing shit he wasn't doing before?
He was doing mad shit he wasn't doing before. It's like everybody that brought him up or that brought him out the house, you heard? You know what I'm saying? It's like he moved to the Bronx. He came from Brooklyn to the Bronx. And first he was quiet. He didn't get along with niggas on his block because he from down the block. I know exactly what block he from, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the nigga house and everything, you know what I'm saying? So I know what block he was from. So it's like he didn't get along with the niggas from the block that he was from. So he had to come and fuck with the real niggas, you know what I'm saying? Up the block, you know what I'm saying? Because we was a bunch of niggas, we was all from different blocks, but we all came together for one cause, you heard? And we was called the Blue Top Posse, you heard? You know how the game go. Back in the day shit, you heard? You know what I'm saying? And like what he was doing, like he came in good. He was like a good learner, B. You know how like some niggas just be good. Everything come good quick to them. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's like he took what he wanted to take from my man Chain Dog. He took what he wanted to take from. He took what he wanted to take from my man over here. He took, you know what I'm saying? He took what he wanted to take from everybody, and he made his own style. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that movie Juice was out, and it was big, and Bishop, you know, Bishop character was big in that shit. You know what I'm saying? With him flipping on everybody, and just like Bishop got the gun in Juice, he got a gun, and then he started flipping on niggas because he didn't need niggas no more.
Now you said at first he didn't have his own gun?
Nah, he didn't have his own gun. He didn't have his own nothing, you heard? I told you he learned everything step by step. It's like week by week, he turned to a different person to who he was, up until him going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They was looking for him throughout the hood. He had a Dominican family looking for him out the hood. You know what I'm saying? He had money on his head. I'm talking about this nigga was young, bro. This nigga was like 16, 17, and he had all this drama in the hood, and he was creating drama with niggas that brought him up because everybody that brought him up was official. But the thing was, we wasn't into flipping on each other. You know how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? And once he got that gun, he started acting like Bishop. You know what I'm saying? Pulling out gun on niggas. Following niggas from parties, you know what I'm saying? That nigga was doing some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? To the point where my older man had to step in and to make sure everybody.
Why did he follow Why did he follow your bro from a party though? Like,
because I heard my bro took something from him. You heard? You know how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? My bro took something from him, but my bro was the one actually. You know, like brought up, like helping, bringing them out the house, helping them get money and shit, and then my bro flipped the game on him. You know what I'm saying? You know, my bro was like that. He used to be talking mad shit. So, and the Val ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't like that. He ain't like the fact that niggas talking shit. You know what I'm saying? And he fucking with niggas. You know what I'm saying? So he started branching off from niggas. But as he's branching off from niggas, you know, that shit come with, yo, I ain't fucking with niggas like that, and then somehow I guess some backdoor shit happened that he said my man did something, took something from him. The next thing you know, that's when he tried to follow my man. He actually did some grimier shit. He went to my other man told my other man that my other man said that they was gonna do something to him to make my other man be down with him, and they both went and tried to follow my man home. You heard? But my man caught them niggas caught him follow him home, and was gonna do something to him the next day. But it didn't work out like that because the OGs, the nigga at the time that we considered an OG of us at the time, he stepped up and did all that shit. You heard? He pulled out a 10 millimeter on D. You heard? Cause the nigga told D, he said, yo D, that shit is dead. We all people. Do. So the nigga D was like, he on that juice, on that Bishop shit and juice. He like, nah, B, that shit ain't dead. That shit ain't dead. So the big homie in the hood at the time pulled out the joint, pulled out a 10 millimeter, and said, yo, that shit is dead, nigga. You heard? We all family, B. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And then D said, yeah, all right, that shit is dead. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Because we was gonna do something to the nigga at that time, you heard? But we ain't, all that shit got deaded, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody put no hands on nobody, and get that far yet. So all that shit got deaded. Then I told you, he really went ham. Like, he started hanging down to another hood, not too far from my block. We went down the block, started hanging down there, you heard? And that's when he busted the priest, nigga, and went to jail.
So did Son start popping up with UFOs? Like that y'all niggas ain't know that he was fucking with, or he just was on some dolo shit?
He was on some dolo shit, you heard? He moved dolo, he do everything dolo. That's what made him who he was. I gotta give him his due, you heard? That's what really made him what he was. Then when he went to jail, when you met him, I bet, I guess, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you tell us. You said everybody knew that nigga was a grimy nigga, right?
I mean, personally, you feel me? This is when back in the, I never hollered at Son while he was a grown man. But when we was kids in the 4 building, like, Son was the grimiest Bronx nigga I had ever met in my life. And I mean, I'm just talking about nobody trusted Son. Like, niggas was scared of Son. Like he was the type of nigga, like, Son was he just came across as a fucking serial killer type of sociopathic type of nigga. And he was one of the first niggas who just was like, yo, Son, word him up. Yo, Son, move your bed to the wall, man. Come sleep by me. Fuck these niggas in this house. You understand what I'm saying? Like, cause only real niggas slept on the wall. And at the time, I wasn't no real nigga. Or I ain't think I was a real nigga yet. You feel what I'm saying? And Son was a nigga. He just was like, yo, Son. Matter of fact, it was him and a nigga named Disco from the Bronx that both of them niggas is like, nigga, move your bed to the wall. I dare one of these niggas say something. And Disco was one of the main niggas who robbed me when I first came through. You feel me? But after Son robbed me, Son started schooling me. Yo, look, nigga, don't let no nigga do this. Now, I mean, for nigga coming like this and yo, the COs move like this. Nigga started schooling me to how shit went. You feel what I'm saying? So Disco ended up becoming my motherfucking nigga. Like, you feel me? I love that nigga. And Son, the nigga D, he just was a nigga. I'm like, yo, bro, did the way this nigga move right here, bro? Son was just like, I don't want to say a snake or nothing like that. I'm just saying that nigga was the type of nigga, you feel me? Nobody trusted Son as far as they could throw Son. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
you ain't gotta tell me. I know exactly what you was describing. You heard? I know exactly how he was. He had that grimy demeanor. You heard? He had kind of like that. He had kind of like that Haitian Jack demeanor. You heard?
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, Son. I always felt that he was conscious of that. Like, he knew he had a grimy ass demeanor and look. Or no, let me rephrase that. I used to think, yo, is this nigga like acting like this because we in jail? Or is this who this nigga really is in the streets? I always wondered that.
Really who he is in the streets, you heard? I'm gonna keep it official with you, bro. The nigga was a terror, but he wasn't a beast. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. A terror nigga that, causing havoc, always into something, always in the drama, and it's fairly or whatever. He come up on top, and sometimes he come up on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But reason why I say that, because it was he looked up to the people in our hood. It's you know how it goes. It's you could be only but so far. You know what I'm saying? So much. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said once he got a gun, he really became who he felt he wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I said,
what kind of gun he got his first joint?
A 380. You heard? And it didn't matter. The movie Juice was out. I'm telling you, the nigga was acting just like Bishop. You heard? Just like Bishop. He even went to the jewelry store and bought the chain with the little gun on the bottom. You heard? He was right. I'm gonna tell you how funny that type of nigga is, B. Yo, that nigga was a funny nigga, B. And you know, I guess you probably went home from that when you was with him on the island, because when he wound up becoming a predicate cutter and all that on the island. You heard?
Yeah, I heard, son. And I just remember son was facing a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I used to be like, yo, why the fuck you always going to court? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this nigga was always going to court.
He had mad cases. He had mad cases. The police do mad cases on him. You heard? You know what I'm saying? That some shit he did and some shit he didn't do. You know how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I told you, he running around he light skinned with the funny eyes. You heard? So you know that everybody that was telling, you know, reporting or whatever, they was reporting that description. You heard?
Yeah, because let me say that. The reason why son was one of the dudes who kind of brought me out my shell at that time is because the nigga was a real light-skinned, pretty boy ass nigga. And I was a light-skinned ass nigga. You feel me? So, you know, I always had the light-skinned complex. Like, niggas think I'm soft because I'm light-skinned. You feel me? My cousin is a light-skinned, pretty boy, hazel ass nigga who was a terror in Brownsville, in jail, and all type of shit. So, you know, I always was amped up by light-skinned niggas who got busy. You feel me? And that nigga, he just was the type of nigga. I'm like, yo, I wonder if this nigga is the fucking serial killer type of nigga that I think he is in the town, my nigga.
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. I know him. You heard? And you see how you just asked me did I know him. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a little minute because I was like, damn, because I didn't know that name. You heard? But then I told you the name that we know him by. You heard? That everybody know him by. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Because me and the nigga came up together for a short time, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Even though we all had a falling out, all of us had a falling out. But niggas got back together when they was in jail. Not me. I never was in the jail with them. You heard? You know what I'm saying? But when we was all up top together, and he was keeping it official. You heard? On the island, he was a predicate cutter. You heard? He was there. He was running with that kid from Brooklyn, Reese. You heard? I don't know if you knew Reese. You heard? Brown skin Reese with the chip. I think he had chip in his tooth. They was all in one main together. They was big monsters. You heard? You know what I'm saying? They cut all the Latin Kings. I heard that Reese and Light cut like 9 Latin Kings. That's the story that you heard the kid Wild Bill talk about in his first story. You heard? Remember when he said his bro Light cut all the Spanish niggas? That he was referring to him. You heard?
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You heard? He was keeping it gully. Can't take nothing from him. You heard?
Yeah,
you know?
man. That's crazy though, bro. Know what I mean? That's crazy. And I ain't even know son went back to the Essence, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, he went back to the Essence a couple of years ago, man. I know his baby mother and everything, you know. And you know, I gotta say this. He came home and he changed his life around. Yo, that nigga, I heard that he went to school and all that, man. I heard that nigga was working. Yo, he was nothing like the person that you met and the person that I met. You heard? When I say that, I gotta say that. And that is weird that he lost his life. You heard? After he changed his life. You heard? That's crazy, B. You heard? I'm gonna leave it like that, man.
That's crazy, bro. Know what I mean?
I think he was part of the you heard?
Crew, that's a crew in the Bronx.
That was a crew. That was a crew that of niggas from my hood. I know all of them. You know, I really wasn't a part of it.
You talking about back in the days or recently? Son just had a certain aura of him with him that I always thought the nigga was lying about his age. I was like, nah, this nigga ain't no 17, bro.
Nah,
you feel what I'm saying?
About his age. He was a dangerous dude. He was young. Like I said, he from Barbados. You heard?
Like he had that aura of a nigga that was always scheming.
He had that Haitian Jack type shit with him, bitch. You heard? Like he was mad devilish, bitch. You heard? He was mad devilish.
He was, son. Nigga was demented. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That nigga, he was a nigga that I never forgot because the nigga was a demented motherfucker, bro. And he was one of the first niggas that I seen when I came through to the dorm. Like, you feel me? Son had the motherfucking do-rag on. He was the first nigga I seen rocking a do-rag on some, you know how niggas used to have their shit on some Arabian print shit with the bottom of that shit flagged out crazy. And he used to have his shit on perfect with his waves, you feel me? So that nigga do-rag game, the way he used to look with his do-rag, son, you know, son was type like, oh, son, I don't remember if son was type stocky, you feel me? But he just was an intimidating. He was built, you know how most Caribbean dudes is built, they cut up right, you heard? Yeah, that nigga was type brolic for a young nigga, son. He was type.
He was cut up, but he wasn't diesel or nothing.
Yeah, he wasn't diesel, but the nigga had a grown ass man body, like, you feel me? Pause, but I'm just saying, the nigga
he was on another level with that grimy shit. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, nah, that nigga
on another
was
level back then when he was past niggas that was older than us with the grimy shit. You heard?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, once he got his own gun, it was a wrap. You heard?
He was blamming that and trying to rob older niggas too in the hood.
He was one of them niggas that he was robbing spots. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And but the way he was doing, I'm telling you, man. Like I just say that he was on some grown man shit, and what made him different than a lot of us. You know, back then when we was doing shit, we was doing shit together. You know, we do shit with a partner. You know, most of the time, it wasn't until like a year or two after when I got a certain age where I was really doing shit by myself, self. You heard? But he was doing shit by himself. You heard? Early. You heard?
He was sticking up spots and shit. Dolo.
Yep. Doing shit dolo. And then that's what was giving him his heart too, because he was doing shit dolo, and then it's like we all knew, you know how the game go. You see, his thing was he was fucked up because he was doing shit in the neighborhood. You heard? I didn't do that shit in the neighborhood. See, you heard? You know what I'm saying? And he was doing shit in the neighborhood and all that, boom. So that's why his reign was short-lived, you know what I'm saying? And then that's why when he got knocked up, he got blamed for a lot of shit that he didn't do, you heard? That's why you see that you probably, when you was with him, he was going to court a lot, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Because he had a lot of cases, you heard? You know what I'm saying? And he laid up on the island, and I heard he wound up copping out to, I think, like I told you, a 7 to 21 or something like that, you heard? I told you, him and Reese wild out. They cut mad Latin King niggas, B. You heard? They cut like 9 niggas. You heard? At one time, bro. Him and Reese. And I heard they you know, that bonded them up. You heard? And that made them predicate cutters too. You heard?
I was kind of proud when I heard when son was a predicate cutter. Niggas told me that, like, yo, that son went crazy, son. I said, yeah, son. Know what I mean? Demented, silly, crazy adolescent shit. But you feel me? I always felt like, you know, niggas was underestimating son on the island.
Yeah, because he was short, like he was little, like.
Yeah, he was in Mars 7, son. So niggas thought it was sweet. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas thought it was sweet. So when niggas told me, yo, son went to the building and went in the building and went crazy, I was like, yeah, son. You feel me?
Yeah, but even when I was there, niggas thought Mod 7 was sweet because I told you, Mod 7, one side is PC and one side is MO, you heard?
Son, I told you I was in Mod 7 in PC
Uh-huh.
my first time on the island. And like I said, many of niggas came from population thinking it was sweet. Got robbed and thrashed, cut, stabbed up. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas was pulling 50, 60 bangers out of Mod 7 on a search. No house was having more bangers than our shit, my nigga. Niggas was pulling 50, I'm dead ass, my nigga. Niggas was pulling 50, 60 bangers on every search, my nigga.